Hi everyone, do another unboxing video today. Now usually I don't subscribe to normal Loot Crate. I don't really tend to subscribe to any Loot Crates anymore. I used to subscribe to Loot Game and Loot Anime, occasionally Loot Crate DX. I've stopped all that now because I just don't feel I'm getting my money's worth, to be honest, and especially being an international customer, with all the shipping fees involved as well. And sometimes, it's every now and again you'll get a good item. Most times a lot of mediocre items, and since they've been creating their own figures, they're very subpar as well oftentimes. So yeah, as a one-off, thought I'd buy this month's normal Loot Crate, standard Loot Crate, purely because they advertised that one of the items inside was going to be an exclusive colour variant of an Overwatch figure, the Widowmaker figure. Now I take issue with that for one reason. Loot Crate, as people may know, have a lot of different crates tailored to people who like certain types of things. As I said, you've got Loot Game and Loot Anime, there's even Loot Pets. Loot Crate DX for people who like to pay a bit more and get a supposedly higher quality items, when in reality it's not the case at all. I've seen in the last couple of months in particular, standard Loot Crate having the better items than Loot Crate DX. I've seen unboxings of the past few months and they've been absolutely terrible items for Loot Crate DX. But that's beside the point. What I'm getting at though is that this particular item for this month's standard Loot Crate is a gaming item. Now they've got Loot Gaming. This item should have been included in this month's Loot Gaming, but it wasn't. They've put it in the standard Loot Crate. Standard Loot Crate, in my opinion, is for a wide variety of popular culture items. I wouldn't class a specific gaming item for a very niche type of fandom. I know Overwatch is a very popular online shooter, but taking into account the broad spectrum of people who like all various things, on television and movies and that sort of thing, Overwatch is very low in the popularity stakes. With gamers it's very popular, but the vast majority of people out there who don't play games wouldn't know what that is. And so I feel that putting in normal Loot Crate is just completely wrong. It should have gone in Loot Gaming. And why they're doing it is because they want basically people who subscribe usually to Loot Gaming to also subscribe or get the one-off crate in addition to their subscription, which is just purely wrong. They should, if they've got a service for gamers, they should not be omitting items from what potentially could go in Loot Gaming in the normal Loot Crate, and that's just completely wrong to me. And I'll stop ranting now, but it's just, I purchased this as a one-off, and I don't get Loot Gaming or Loot Anime anymore, but if I was a normal regular subscriber to Loot Gaming, I'd be very, very annoyed about this. So here's the standard Loot Crate packaging there, and we'll just get this open. There we go, and there's the insides of the box for this month. Straight away we'll get the main item that I've been discussing out the way, and this is the exclusive Widowmaker pop figure there. Now it differs from the normal pop figure in that she's got, she's wearing mainly white, and it does say Loot Crate exclusive on there, and basically it just has a list of the other standard pop figures you can get there. Now, as I've previously mentioned in other videos, I'm not a huge fan of pop figures. I think I just class them basically as like an entry level into collecting, because they're so cheaply priced, unless you're going for like a chase figure or a extremely rare variant. Otherwise I see them as a passing fad, just like Beanie Babies wear, that sort of thing. They're just a stepping stone to greater collectibles, more expensive collectibles, yeah, but they are classed, in my eyes, as an entry into collecting. And I only tend to like the ones that are very limited, or from franchises that I really like, in particular Overwatch, because I play Overwatch every now and again. So that's the figure there. The other item, now I don't know why they keep putting Power Rangers items in these crates. I've seen a lot of Power Rangers items in a lot of different loot crates, and who watches it anymore? I know there's been a film out, but you know, who still watches Power Rangers? It's a like an early 90s, mid 90s phenomenon that kids watched it and, you know, grew up, moved on, and this, I don't see a particular revival for it other than the film that's come out. Here's a tiny little figure of Blue Power Ranger. Looks like it's one of Loot Crate's own offerings, one of the self-manufactured figures, is it? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the packaging again. Just says Power Rangers Unite. I think, yeah, Loot Crate exclusive, so it's one of their own manufactured figures. Used under license. Very basic, huge headed figure with what looks like a Triceratops. Maybe what actually, you know, the robots turn into. I don't know. I never really watched Power Rangers. I'm too old for it. You know, I'm an 80s kid, so 90s is Power Rangers, isn't it? So not really into that. T-shirt. Let's have a look at this. Voltron exclusive. Never really been into Voltron. I know there's a film out at the moment. It's done in like an 8-bit 1980s style there. Not something I would really wear. As I said, I've only bought the crate for the Overwatch figure, but that's just completely over my head. I'm not into Voltron at all. Next thing, now this is interesting. It looks like a reprint of a classic DC comic, Justice League of America. It looks like a 1960s style, is it, or probably even earlier than that. Certificate of Authenticity. DC Comics certifies that this is an authentic reprint of The Brave and the Bold issue number 28, featuring the first appearance of the Justice League. This special edition reprint is exclusive to Loot Crate. Now, that's actually really good, because I am more of a DC man than a Marvel man. Do appreciate Marvel, but it's mainly the likes of just Spider-Man that I like out of the Marvel universe, because I think a lot of the backstories are pretty much very similar with Marvel characters. It's all gamma radiation and that sort of thing, usually stuff that would make you, you know, very ill and die of cancer. Somehow they get superpowers out of it, whereas with the DC characters they have a lot more fleshed out backstories, even though they can be quite cliche. They tend to differ a lot more than what the Marvel characters do, even though I grew up with the likes of the Incredible Hulk TV series and that sort of thing with Marvel. I've much preferred DC characters, the likes of Superman, Batman, you know, even the Wonder Woman teleseries from the 70s I used to watch as a kid. So I've grown up more with DC characters than Marvel. As I said, Spider-Man's probably my biggest favourite out of Marvel, purely because of like the 70s Spider-Man films, that sort of thing. They're very cheesy, but yeah, that's a really good item to have there. The reprint, it might, you know, it's not going to be worth anything because it's a reprint. The original is going to be far more expensive, but it's a nice thing to have rather than the usual bloody socks and mugs and things that Loot Crate tend to put in the boxes. That's quite a good one there. We've got the obligatory pin there for this month, Loot Crate loot pins. Unite 2.0 is the theme. It looks similar to a Justice League type scenario there, with superheroes in various poses doing superhero things. With just basically this pin unlocks something epic. You get like extra digital items with Loot Crate now with these pins. You put a code in and whatever, you get extra items because you bought the crate. The other thing we've got is a 10% off code for new subscriptions. That's just a flyer inside the box. Completely worthless to me. Nothing else in the box except for the booklet. Someone looking ecstatic with his Voltron t-shirt there. Absolutely fantastic. We got the the Loot Crate Edition Widowmaker variant, the pop figure there, which was the sole reason for me buying this one-off crate. Justice League of America reprint, which is another good item in the box, probably the only 2 items I like in this box. The Power Rangers Loot Crate exclusive figure thing, not into it at all. You've got an advert for Batman the Telltale series, and then you've got log into Loot Crate to download some virtual, like digital comic thing there. What else have we got? What's a Power Ranger without a command center? So you can actually invert the crate to look like a Power Rangers command center if you want to do that. No, mine will just go in the recycle bin. You've got an advert for Loot Anime with a code for 15% off, and an advert for Loot Crate Sanrio with all the Hello Kitty goodness in there. So that floats your boat, doesn't float mine. You've got various YouTubers posing with one of the crates that inverts into like a cereal box, and they're all looking really happy about that and eating the cereal. Amazing. And we've got Win a Mega Crate. Every month we give away a special assortment of glorious items known as the Mega Crate to Lucky Looters. I've never seen one of these Lucky Looters. I don't know where they plucked them from, but I've never actually seen anyone win this. It's not been publicised anywhere to my knowledge. February's Mega Crate assortment, you can win a HDR TV, Lego Dimensions, which incidentally is getting cancelled. They're not making any more Lego Dimensions, so that's a bit pointless really. I mean, like they cancelled Disney Infinity, and what was the other one? I think Skylanders, is it Skylanders? That's the only one that's still going. All these other ones that have copied off it have failed, so there you go for that one. You can win a Batman designed PS4, the Arkham Knight one. I thought that was discontinued, that was a few years back then. Oh actually, huge congratulations goes to Lucky Looter Simon F, who won February's Mega Crate assortment. That's going back a bit now, isn't it? February, bloody hell. There he is there, pictured with his winnings. Going back February. I thought they won things every month. That's strange. They've only got publicised February's Mega Crate now, and all these months, you know, since, no one's heard of who's won anything. There's another thing at the back. We've got the Global Video Game Celebration, Video Game Awards, plenty of those that go on rather than We Love You on the back. Well, if Loot Crate did love us, they wouldn't give us such tat every month. There you go, and there's the empty crate there, inverted if you wish. I'm not going to. Only 2 good items this month is that. I will say that though, Loot Crate standard version is better than the DX version. The DX is absolute tat. The past couple of months I wouldn't bother with it. You're not getting your money's worth. You sort of get your money's worth with standard Loot Crate, but not every month, and it depends what franchise, because it's such a broad spectrum of things. And as I said before, stop putting gaming items in standard Loot Crate. That's what you've got Loot Gaming for. You know, why? Why are you doing this? I know why, because you want to make more money. But you're not going to get lots of happy subscribers if you continue to do this Loot Crate. So I'd suggest you stop pulling these cheap tactics for trying to get more subs. Otherwise you're going to lose a lot more. But yeah, out of 5, purely because of the comic. In addition to the Widowmaker figure, I would give it 4. For the cheap tactics, I would give it 2.5 out of 5. So in between that, 3.5 out of 5. There you go. That's this month's Loot Crate, November 2017. I'm not going to be getting any more of these unless I see better items in them. But I'm not a regular subscriber of Loot Crate anymore for any of their crates, apart from the forthcoming Fallout crate, which is like a bi-monthly thing. And then you get to construct a figure through 6 crates throughout the year that you get to. Whether that figure's going to be any good, I don't know. I'm hoping so. But I'm subbing month to month on that. If it gets bad at any particular point, I'm pulling out and I'm not going to sub anymore. So that's the only one. The only one of Loot Crate's crates is the Fallout one that I'm going to be subscribed to now. And I think it's been delayed it was due around now, and I think they've delayed it, so it's not going to be guaranteed in time for Christmas, as if, you know, a loot crate's going to be a fantastic Christmas present anyway. But yeah, there's Lutaku mainly is my regular subscription now, purely because it's consistently good, and I'd suggest people started to vote with the wallets and stop subscribing to Loot Crate, because the items aren't as good as they advertise them to be. You know, it's probably the biggest subscription box company out there, but the items inside don't reflect the quality of the amount of subscribers they've got. So I think a lot more people should cancel it until they start getting their act together and, you know, giving us better items. If they're going to produce their own figures, then they need to increase the quality of them, because some of them I've seen have been absolutely terrible. I mean, the last good one I got was from the DX Loot Crate, the Demogorgon. That was actually well done. A lot of the others I've seen though have been absolutely piss poor. So there you go. I'll end my rant now. That was Loot Crate for this month. Please, if you liked the video, comment, like, subscribe. I don't know, not much else you can do really on YouTube, is there, apart from complain? Get demonetized? Hopefully not. There you go. That's Loot Crate for this month, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye.